Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Elisar Velgueros, and welcome back to some more Satisfactory. Last time, we did some math and some preparation work, collecting some hard drives and such, and visiting the 3 potential biomes for the construction of our fuel power plant. Not just fuel, but turbo fuel, rocket fuel, and ionized fuel as well. The original idea was to go up here to what I call the Highland biome. Lots of oil, but not a whole lot of localized resources. You'll have to come over here and just belt everything across this giant cavern here. Not really worth it. Come over here to the coastal area. Decent amount of oil, no resources. So, in that case, we're going to be settling right here in the Blue Crater Lake, where we have 3,000 oil just ready to be used and ready to go right there. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. I started laying down the foundations for what I kind of want the general shape and the general look for the factory to be. And I wanted to extend this out just a little bit. Just like that. Yeah. So I have a couple of plans for this factory. Okay, number one, I want the primary focus to be on this little section here, to highlight the waterfall feature. But also to leave enough room to where we can use the water from the actual lake itself, because I think we're going to need it. So, how are we going to get started with this? Well, oil. Super fun to deal with. It's full of pipes, and it's full of bullshit. But luckily for us, we've been doing preparations for this project for probably about 5-ish episodes now, ever since we started collecting a lot of hard drives. And it all starts with our good friend, the refineries. You know, if I had motors, because why wouldn't I have motors? I totally should have motors, but for some very, very strange reason I don't. So you know what? We're just going to come up here and take these. Anyway, it all starts with the refinery. We're not immediately going to be making fuel. We're not going to be making the residual fuel either. What we are going to be doing is making heavy oil residue, where you could take crude oil and turn it into heavy oil residue and polymer resin. Well, what do you do with the heavy oil residue then? Well, there's a fancy little recipe that you can use with the blenders. By combining heavy oil residue with water and practically turning water into fuel. You see how crazy that is? It's a 1-to-1 ratio. Well, you know, minus the heavy oil residue, but it's a 1-to-2 ratio. 50 oil residue to 100 fuel. That's awesome. So, that is what we're going to do. We're going to turn all of the heavy oil residue into fuel. And then once the fuel is done, we're going to take all of the fuel and turn it into turbo fuel. with a little bit of extra heavy oil residue, some fuel, sulfur, and petroleum coke, we can make turbo fuel. In the math that I have done in my previous attempt at this, the regular turbo fuel recipe doesn't really have a good ratio to anything. And I believe there's also a second or a third turbo fuel recipe. Yeah, there is, but I don't have it unlocked, though. Do I have it in my hard drive library? I do. Turbo heavy fuel. Made in the refineries using the heavy oil residue and compacted coal. Turbo heavy fuel. Yeah, this one. It's a little bit better. You know, if you have a lot of sulfur and coal, you can obviously just turn heavy oil residue into turbo fuel. Would be a pretty good idea, but we're not going to do that. No, 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 no. We are going pure maximum efficiency with the turbo fuel. Because that's the main goal. We're going to basically be building a turbo fuel power plant to start off with. Then, when I actually have the recipes for the rocket fuel and the ionized fuel, we will eventually update this build and turn it into a rocket fuel power plant, and then eventually an ionized fuel power plant. But the goal is turbo fuel. So let us begin. What we gotta do is count out 600 oil per pipe. We have the refineries. And if we're going to be making heavy oil residue, well, that's going to be about 300 oil per machine. You do the math, 600 divided by 30 is 20 refineries per pipe. And we have 5 of them. And for those of you who can't do math on the top of your head, 20 times 5 is 100. That's not going to cut it. We crank that sucker, and now we have 75 crude oil per minute. 600 divided by 75. That is a much better number. All right. So here's the idea. I want to build this factory to where it is completely walkable. That is the one goal that I have with all of my factories. I want everything to be walkable. And what I'm thinking of doing is setting up a power station, like a main control panel, maybe as a building I'm thinking like over here, or maybe up on that cliff. I haven't decided yet. This is the one thing I don't like about building, is there are so many options with a blank slate, and you're not entirely sure how to go about it, you know? But this area right here is 100% going to be our heavy oil residue production. Let me see if I can come up with a fancy little design, and I'll get back to you. All right. As for an overview, doesn't look that bad. So I decided that I kind of wanted to go with a little bit of like a backup system. So all of the oil is now being fed up these back pipes. Goes up into the industrial fluid containers and then fills all of the pipes that go underneath the factory. Because, of course, if you don't want anybody to see anything or something looks ugly, you bury it. We've been doing this since the days of E.T. for the Atari. And yeah, that's exactly what I did. I just buried the ugly pipelines. But yeah, pretty much all we're going to be doing from here on out is dealing with all of the productions. There is 400 polymer resin that comes out of each of these rows of 8 refineries. So 4, 8, 12, 16, and then finally 2,000. 2,000 polymer resin is going to be coming out of this. And if there is 100 modular frames coming out, so 8, 16, 24, so that's 2,400. Wait, that math doesn't add up. My math could be wrong. It probably is very wrong, actually. Hold on. 600 divided by 75 each. There's 8. 8 times 5 is 40. There's 40 of them here. Yeah, there's 40 of them here. So 40 refineries, each of them making 100 heavy oil residue per minute is 4,000, right? Yeah, 40 times 100 is 4,000. Then you would take 40 times 50, and you get 2,000. Yeah, I was right. I was right. It's just I'm overly tired, and it's really early in the morning when I'm recording this. So 2,000 polymer resin and 4,000 heavy oil residue. That's a lot of heavy oil residue, brother. And then we gotta figure this shit out now. 125. We do 4,000 divided by 125. That's 32. Where am I going to put 32 blenders? Oh, probably right here. It's so silly. So the polymer resin, I'm thinking, is going to be sent up to the platform that I have kind of over here. I'm going to extend this a little bit further that way. Turn that into like a little processing plant right there. And then, I don't know, because I still got to figure out a place to put all of the power plants. I don't know where I'm going to put the power plants, guys. This is just the first step. What I'm planning on is taking our construction fences, of course, and sending them this way. Just so I can keep up with the walkable aesthetic of the power plant. How many of these did I say I needed? 32? 32 divided by 6, I think? 32 divided by 6. No, 32 divided by 4 is 8. Okay, that's doable. I don't think I can make 8 of these right now, but I can certainly try. Let's just leave about a block. Do 1. Then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I have plenty of room. Okay. Yeah, so the blenders are going to go here. These are all going to be the diluted fuel. Boop. And then, yeah, these are also supposed to be fully overclocked. Yikes. All right. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and hide all of the pipelines, like, underneath the factory, or I could keep them. I don't know yet. I'm freestyling this design. I don't know how it's going to turn out in the end. I'm most likely going to change it, but we'll see. The goal right now is the diluted fuel. And there we go. Diluted fuel. It's colorful, and it's everywhere. So yeah, this took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. But it's mostly because I'm trying to keep everything to be organized. It's color, everything is color coded as well, which took forever. But yeah, we got some diluted fuel being made here, and I even went ahead and started like mapping out all of the fuel generators. But essentially we have 4 pipes right here that are primarily being used for the power generation. That's what I'm talking about. So each of these things are burning 20 cubic meters of fuel per minute, and each of these pipes are making 500 per minute. So you can do that math. 500 divided by 20 is 25. 25 fuel generators, each producing 250. 25 times 250, that's 6,250 megawatts of power per pipe. 6,250 times 4, it's about 25,000. About 25,000 megawatts of power just off of this one pipe. And I have 4 of these. So, yeah. The plan is to use 4 of these pipes for quote-unquote fuel power. Because I want to like show off all the different types of power generation. So fuel, next will be like turbo fuel, and then rocket fuel, then ionized fuel. You know, it'll be fun. But the biggest problem that I'm running into right now, I don't have any power. I gotta rectify that problem. I have no power coming into this entire factory. All of these machines are turned off at the moment, which is not a good thing. But in order for me to turn them back on, or for me to turn all of them on, I gotta go shut off the other factory, because, yeah, these blenders alone are using 2,400 megawatts of power. How much power do I have in my entire power grid? I don't know if I have enough to even turn this on. I think I have, what is it, like 6,000? No, it's a lot more than 6,000. Oh, no, it is 6,000. Oh, shit. Wait, uh-oh. Wait. Oh, no. So 2,000 for the blenders. These are all 960. And I know the the extractors here are supposed to be running off of the same power line as the oil extractors. So that is still a thing that I haven't hooked up yet because I forgot. My brain was so filled with pipes and colors and everything, I failed to connect the rest of the power. Well, I mean, on the bright side, everything looks pretty. I mean, look at this pipe work. Oh, it's so pretty. Double layered, the pipelines. There is no like conveyor hangers. It doesn't you can't go down with the supports like these things. You can't go down with them. So I had to build a platform and then put the water pipes on the platform and then destroy the support. That's how I'm getting the double layer pipes. Okay, well, let's see here. I mean, pretty much everything is ready to go. I just have to make sure that everything is properly plugged in. And then I have to decide where I'm putting my power station. There we go. Now everything is all powered. Everything is okay. No problems whatsoever. It's only about 2,000 megawatts of power. Oh my god. We need that. We need the 60,000 so badly. Holy shit. Oh my god. Alright. You know what? It's fine. You know what? Everything is fine. Everything's gonna be fine. Okay? I'm gonna find a place to build a little power station, and then we'll get everything properly built. Or turned on. Okay, this has been proven to be a much bigger problem than I expected it to be. So 6,000 megawatts was not enough, like at all, to do all of this. I had to collect oil to fill up the backups. I had to process some of that oil down into the heavy oil residue, and I also had to disconnect the part of the fuel production so that way I can make the fuel to power those generators to throw into the main system to where I can therefore power everything else in my world. God, it was just a chain reaction of one thing to the next thing to the next thing. Shut this off, disconnect that. Oh my god, I can't wait to have this thing fully running. But monumentous occasion, starting the actual fuel is going to turn on these guys to where they are supposed to be filling with heavy oil residue. Why are you... Oh, you know what? It would help if I actually had them hooked up. Okay. One more thing I also forgot to do is power on this guy. This guy in particular is my water supply for the specific water collectors that need to be powered. Because these are all overclocked, these are taking an astronomical amount of power. So, let's disconnect that. And you are also powered. Yep, that's what I thought. Boop. Okay, that's good. That's good. You guys are hooked up, which is also lovely. And I am going to temporarily throw you into the water with those guys. No fuses blown. That's good. And here comes the water. So these pipes are each sending through 600 per minute. These pumps are going to be sending that 600 water all the way up and providing what should be more than enough head lift in order to get them, oh shit. It should be providing enough head lift in order to get the fuel started. Obviously, once this whole thing is up and running, I gotta make minute adjustments and everything. But the biggest thing that I gotta do is actually hook these up. Like so. So, let us do this. Then each of these blenders have, I believe, the exact amount coming into them. Yeah, 500, 500. It should be good. Now, I don't remember which one of these I was supposed to actually use. I'm not disconnecting the entire system, but I did disconnect a good portion of it. So, let's get started. Make that fuel. I'll have to color code the pipes as well. But yeah. Here we go. First bit of fuel is entering the system. There is nothing coming into this pipe. Why is there nothing coming into this pipe? Hold on. Dunqua. Or is this one of the pipes that are coming from... where are you going from? Where are you coming from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense why there is no heavy oil residue coming in from there. That is fine. It is designed like that. Okay, next issue. Where is all of my fuel? It's not being pumped. Pump, bitch. Grant me thy power. Yes. Fuel. Fill up. Distribute. Power! The graph grows. The graph grows. We can turn on more machines. And I'm going to start with these other refineries over here. Go, my children. Do it. Make me the power. You, up here. What are we looking at? Yes. Yes. It's growing. It's growing. Look at it. Oh my god. I might actually be able to turn everything on now. You go there. Turn everything on. Let the power flow. We need everything. Turn it all on. Oh, crap. Ow. I ran out of fuel, so whatever's in, whatever I got is all I got. Ugh. Come up. Turn extracting on. And it's working. It's working. We're slowly generating power. 9,000 we're at. It's slowly going to build up. And that's good. So, what essentially is happening now is a couple things. Okay, first off, I have to reconnect this. I have to reconnect this. And I have to reconnect this. That should now have all of the water extractors and all of the pumps going. Seeing all of this happen, by the way, is so cool. You, what's wrong with you? All right, you were just waking up. Come on, wakey wakey. Let's do it. There is pollution to be made. Are the blenders blending? Why are the blenders not blending? Because none of them are hooked up. I'm so dumb. I am actually so dumb. Oh my god. Okay. The planning, the organization, the color coding, it's all come down to this. And then blend. We blend it all. We will blend the oil. Or, correction, heavy oil residue. We will refine the liquid dinosaur. Okay, small hiccup. We're fine. Small hiccup. Everything is fine. All right. I got a little overzealous. I'll admit it. I got a little overzealous. All right. Let's head up to the current generators that we have. Are all of them running? For the most part. There's like one or two in the very back that are like puffing every now and then. Looks like we do have a bit of a backup of fuel, which is good. And we have fuel reserves as well. Look at that. Okay, so what if I were to, say, disconnect a couple of these guys, right? And we just hook up these guys. Hmm? What do you say about that? Is that okay? Game, is that okay? You're not gonna crucify me for, you know, just edging you on a little bit more? Right? Right? I hope so. We are like teetering on the edge of 11,000 megawatts an hour. I don't know why, but everything appears to be working correctly. Okay. What if we hook these guys up now and we let them do their thing? Hmm. Should be okay. Right? What's going on here? What's going on? Why are you stopped? Oh, right. Alright, so I forgot. These 8 blenders get combined into these 4 pipes. So these 4 pipes and these 4 now full, well, some full industrial fluid buffers are strictly just this line of blenders, which is a lot. It's 2,000 fuel. It's 2,000 fuel we have to burn through, which is good. And you know what? It looks like we're doing pretty good. I very much could condense this, and we probably will in the future. Look at that. Yeah. Because you can actually power shard the fuel generators and condense it. But if you power shard it, it consumes more, but also makes more. So you can see how that's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. Yeah. Now I just gotta build more of them. And the fact of everything being that we are now sitting at a solid 11,550 megawatts. I would consider this an absolute success. I don't think I have to worry about shutting everything down anymore, so I'm gonna hook up everything else and build more generators. Alrighty, folks, and there we go. Everything is finally hooked up. Everything is finally in order as all of the blenders are moving and grooving. All of the, well, not all the blenders are moving right now because everything is, you know, still functioning, still catching up. But yes, all of the blenders are indeed on. Everything is working. And thankfully, everything is online now. I even went back to the previous factory, the factory that we have in the desert, turned all that stuff back on. I still have to go turn the aluminum processing on, but we have it. Well, most of our fuel generators are on right now. This one is still catching up, but oh yeah, we are making the power. Oh, we are making the power. if I'm not mistaken, we are close to, I think that said 32K. Oh, yeah, baby. 32,546 is our peak at the moment. That is just with fuel. That is only with just one of those line of blenders. We have 3 more to go. So the plan is we are going to go ahead and take one of these guys. So 250 times 8. We got 250 times 8 is 2,000. I don't know why I had to do that math, because that's how many are in those pipes right there is 2,000. So 2,000 fuel. I don't have any heavy modular frames. What do you mean? Can I make heavy modular frames? I can. One moment. Let me make some frames. Alright. So, if we want to make turbo fuel, let's see what we can do. 37.5. I forgot about the extra heavy oil residue. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh dear. Oh, I might have just fucked up so bad. I might have just fucked up so bad. Oh, Christ. Hold on just a minute. Wait a minute. How much heavy oil residue are we making every machine? 100? We might have less material than I thought. I actually might have to destroy this entire row of blenders right here. I need this heavy oil residue right here. This is all I have. And there is no... Oh, I forgot the radio towers are down. There is no other oil anywhere nearby. Oh, shit. Okay. That's a minor problem. Okay. Oh, and I also just remembered, we still don't even have the recipes unlocked for the rocket fuel yet. Rocket fuel we could probably still even make. Uh-oh. Well, that's going to be a minor problem that I'm going to go ahead and fix off camera, because that is probably where we're going to end today's episode at. Thanks for watching, folks. I'm going to go back to my drawing board and solve this problem here. Yeah. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see some more Satisfactory, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you guys want to see some more games. And make sure to follow me on all my other socials, on Twitter, on Twitch, Blue Sky, wherever. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.